Hello everyone, it's Mike Ritchie with Rather Dashing Games. As many of you may know, we have recently paired up with our friends over at Brave Wilderness to produce their very first board game. It's called Coyote Peterson's Wild Adventure. I have an advanced copy here, and I'm going to show you the components as well as run through a turn or two so you can see what this game is all about. Sounds good? Let's check it out. Here's the game out of the box. We have a neoprene game mat. We have a deck of 120 cards. We also have 6 wooden biome markers, Coyote's hat and backpack, as well as the infamous snapping turtle. To set up the game, place the deck on the playmat. Then, randomly place the 6 biome markers on these 6 scoring spots. These are numbered from 6 all the way down to 1, and they will be how you rate your scores at the end of the game. Then, place Coyote's hat and backpack anywhere along the trail. They'll move around during the game, so let's place them here and how about here? Then place the snapping turtle on its respective spot. It won't come into play until the end of the round. Finally, deal each player 5 cards from the deck. Players keep them secret from each other. And we are now ready to play. But first, let's go through the different types of cards you'll be playing with. The goal of this game is to build your own wild adventure that scores higher than any of your opponents. This is done primarily with biome cards. There are 6 different biomes. We have grassland, ocean, and swamp. As you can see, each card has some fun and educational animal facts pulled from Coyote's adventures. We also have jungle, forest, and desert. There are also Coyote cards. Coyote cards act as wilds and have fun, inspirational quotes from Coyote himself. Coyote's hat allows you to move his hat token along the trail, and Coyote's backpack does the same for the backpack token. The last type of card are the infamous bite and sting cards. These cards allow you to strategically affect the game as well as your opponents. Each time you play a bite and sting card, you may do one of 3 things. The first is you may draw, which allows you to draw 1 card of your choice from the discard pile. You may exchange. This lets you exchange 1 card of your choice from your opponent's hand, allowing you to see what they've got. The third option is to trade. When you select this option, trade one of the cards in your hand with one of the face-down cards already in your wild adventure. More on that in just a bit. Now let's talk about taking a turn and building your wild adventure. On your turn, you may play up to 4 of your 5 cards. However, at least 1 must remain to work on building your wild adventure. So let's look at what I have. I have 3 desert biome cards, but the desert biome marker only scores 2 points per card right now. Ocean is scoring at 6 points, but I only have 1 of those. I could discard 1 of my desert cards and my 1 ocean card to exchange the positions of those biome markers. This places each of my 2 remaining desert cards at 6 points each, which is a pretty good way to start my wild adventure. I said at least 1 card must be used to add to your wild adventure each turn. However, you may also choose to use 2 cards, which I think I will. The cards that are played are discarded. You can discard any cards you choose to, but since the jungle biome has scoring 4 points, I think I'll hold on to this card instead of discarding. I would then draw my hand back to 5, and play would continue around the table until a player has 7 or more cards face down in their wild adventure. Here, we've fast forwarded to the end of a round. As you can see, the biome scoring and position of Coyote's hat and backpack have changed. The player who triggers the end of the round activates the snapping turtle and places it in any single biome of their choosing. The snapping turtle locks that particular biome, so no other players can move it. This is important because every other player is going to get 1 more turn and be able to manipulate where the biome markers are, except for where the snapping turtle is. Once every other player has taken their final turn, we score our wild adventures. So let's look at mine. I have 2 desert biomes, I have 2 ocean biomes, 1 Coyote Peterson wild card, 1 grassland, and 1 bite and sting. Now, the bite and sting card doesn't award any points, but it can be laid down if a player has no other options or is holding on to their cards for another turn, so we can get rid of it. I have 2 desert cards. The desert biome token is in the 6-point spot, so those would be 12 points. My 2 ocean cards are only worth 2 points each for a total of 4 points. Now, even though Coyote Peterson is a wild card, he can't just score anywhere. He can score wherever his hat and backpack tokens are, or wherever the snapping turtle is, because of course Coyote is interested in the snapping turtle. In this case, it makes sense to score Coyote as a desert biome for an additional 6 points. Finally, I have 1 grasslands card that would normally score 3 points. However, Coyote's hat is on that part of the trail, giving 1 extra point, so this would be a 4-point card. This would bring the grand total for this player for this round to 24 points. Play as many rounds as you wish, resetting the game in between rounds. At the end, the player with the highest cumulative score wins. Also, remember, if you're playing with younger members of the Coyote Pack, feel free to play some open hands until they get the hang of it. And that's the game in a nutshell, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed this brief overview of the game. If you liked it, please consider this for yourself, your family, your friends, your children, or as a great gift. And don't forget to like and subscribe for this video to stay informed with all things Rather Dashing. Once again, thank you, and until next time, stay dashing.
Rather Dashing Games.